Welcome to Chinatown. If my hair looks crazy, it's because I just biked down the hill to get here. Hopefully my bike doesn't get stolen. I joke, but only half joke. Chinatown, unfortunately, is a rougher part of the city. Or at least it's an area where we've seen a sharp uptick in terms of homelessness and people who are living rough in this city. It's unfortunate. A city like Montreal and a country like Canada needs to do better to look after our less fortunate. But I'll save that speech for another day. Today I want to start by pointing out this beautiful piece of artwork that we have here. Rennes-Lévesque Boulevard and Saint Laurent. Rennes-Lévesque is a major through street. You can see it in front of me, 4 lanes of traffic in each direction. And Saint Laurent, if you follow it up the hill, the direction I came from, slopes upward towards Plateau. Lots of bars and restaurants and interesting things to see that way too. But I'm going to start by looking at this piece of artwork and pointing out something that makes me happy. There was a tag. A graffiti artist had tagged their symbol over this artwork in a few different places. And I'm just noticing this. If you look down here, this fresh, it looks like rather fresh, this paint. That's because I imagine the city, or maybe the original artist, came here and repainted the areas that had been tagged. But I do have a photograph of what it looked like with the graffiti over it. And you know, you gotta say, with all the empty walls in the city, I'm not sure why people decide to put their tags over city commissioned artwork, especially an area that is entering us into a very diverse and very special part of the city known as Chinatown. You can see here it says produced by the names of the artists, commissioned by Ville de Montreal, City of Montreal. And then obviously, you know, everywhere in this city of art, city of graffiti, you have the uncommissioned art. But I'll take you through a little look at Chinatown. My Neighbor Totoro, do you guys know that one? That's actually a Japanese anime film. You do see things for sale from different cultures like Korea and Japan. In general, we don't have a huge Asian population in Montreal, I'd say. There's a Vietnamese crepe. Oh, that looks good. But yeah, I was saying that, well, to be fair, like, we do and we don't. We compared to a lot of places around the world, there's a large Asian population here, but compared to some other Canadian cities like Toronto or Vancouver, I'd say it's more limited. Another Vietnamese spot, Vietnamese sandwiches. And I believe that is written in Mandarin beside it. Of course, Vietnam was a French colony. When I spent time in Vietnam, I noticed some of the older people speak better French than English. So, countries that have that historical connection, immigrants from those countries often end up in francophone cities like Montreal. Another pretty arch up ahead. So just to give you a little idea what we're doing today. I like that panda. But the plan today is not to give you the ultimate comprehensive guide to everything there is in Chinatown, but just to introduce you to a couple of the places I know, a couple of recommendations for anyone who comes here, and to inspire you to discover the rest on your own. Now on this side of Chinatown you have apartment buildings. It isn't just shopping, it is of course the the homes of a lot of people. Traditionally people from China, but of course people from all over live in this neighborhood, as they do in any other, in a multicultural place like Montreal. But the heart of the Chinatown neighborhood is right up ahead. This is the main walking street. A little street, I've never actually seen the name before, but it's called, might be hard for you to read that sign, but it says De la Gostière. This place called Coco is a Asian style bakery. They have some savory treats too, and they have something I really enjoy. Out here is bubble tea. Beautiful cakes. All right, here we go. So I got a couple of my go-tos. One of them is the pork bun. Only $3.50 for a delicious pork treat. Can't complain about that. And I'm also trying one of the egg tarts, Hong Kong style egg tarts. It's interesting because there's a lot of Portuguese restaurants in Montreal as well, and Portugal, they also have this little like dessert. It's called pastel de nata, and it's also an egg tart. And I've had those many times, but I can't remember the last time I've had a Hong Kong style egg tart. So if you are a tourist who likes treats, when you come to Montreal, you could give yourself a little mission and compare the two. I wonder which one came first. I actually don't know. Also nice to see they have a giant chess set here in this square. This place is called, let me get the name for you, Park Sun Yat-sen. Who was Sun Yat-sen? Let's see. He is called the father of the nation in the present-day Republic of China, which is Taiwan. Wow, okay. I'm not even going to comment on that because I know Chinese history is a deep matter that I know very little about. But interesting to have some context for the person who this park is named after. I'm gonna quickly eat this pastry. Last but not least, the egg tart. Now, I don't want to frighten anyone with my first words that I said about Chinatown being a bit rough around the edges. I did just see 3 or 4 policemen patrolling on foot. So today feels like a perfectly secure part of the city. But yeah, I just wanted to be honest with you guys about the expectations. There are some abandoned buildings, but also you have thriving walking streets like the one in front of me, full of busy restaurants, full of things like this. Wow. That looks wild. And also, since this is an area that gets a lot of tourists, you have a lot of souvenirs, both Chinese themed and also just like Montreal and Canada themed t-shirts. If you're looking for something like that, I think souvenirs would probably be cheaper here than at the Old Port, for example, which is kind of the peak tourist area. Just a little tip for anyone looking to bring some stuff home. And the Old Port that I just mentioned is just over there. In fact, it might be hard to see, but just to the right of that building, do you see that area? It's actually kind of covered by scaffolding right now. But that is the Notre Dame Cathedral, one of the iconic landmarks of Old Montreal. Hundreds of years old, beautiful building. Though I did just hear something funny the other day from a friend who lives in the Old Montreal area. He was telling me that, so he can actually see the top bit which is being renovated from his building's balcony. But what my friend was saying is that the very top bit which has been renovated, he said it used to look really detailed and, you know, it had that old beautiful style to it, and now he says the new bits that they've replaced it with, he said it looks like a Disneyland building now. That bit right there. Now, if anyone watching remembers exactly how the church used to look, you can tell me if you think that's accurate or not. I honestly don't remember, but I kind of see what he means. It's very simple, minimal construction. Maybe there used to be more details to it. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that. But I'm not going to walk over there or I'll get lost in Old Montreal. Just wanted to show you guys how close we are. Not only to, you know, you go up, you have Plateau, you have downtown, you have other interesting areas. You go down, you have Old Montreal. Chinatown is definitely super accessible, even if you only spend an hour or so walking around or you want to stop for lunch. I think it's worth a visit. It's a traditional part of the city, maybe going through some rough times, but you got some really good food, interesting architecture, and a beautiful little walking street right to the heart of the neighborhood. That right there is the metro station Place d'Armes, just in case you're looking to take the train to get here. I'm going to continue my afternoon, walk around a little bit more. Hope you enjoyed this video from Chinatown. As always, I'm Dan from The New Travel. Catch you next time.